Jim from EZTANKLESS. Today we're going to discuss the basic model tankless water heaters, gas-fired, model number 101 and 202. We're going to use the 101 as the demonstration in this video. The 202 is just a larger version of the 101. These have a battery-operated ignition system. They do not have a standing pilot light. The product arrives in a box like this, and on the end of the box you will see that it is marked LPG or NG. This one being an LPG. LPG, liquid petroleum gas, propane. If you have a large tank outside your home, or you're using a tank like for a barbecue grill, that's LPG. If your gas is supplied from the city or from the power company through the ground, and there is a large meter that you take your gas from, that the meter man comes and reads that meter, that's natural gas. Inside the package is the owner's manual and the warranty form, which needs to be filled out and sent in. The owner's manual, which we have written here in the United States, explains in detail the technical specifications. Please review the owner's manual before you begin the installation. But as with any gas-fired device, you have to be very careful about running it near flammable materials and flammable liquids and those things. It really works best in a portable type situation, hanging on a post out by your campsite or on the back wall of your cabin, on a standalone post near your cabin or your RV. It doesn't weigh very much. You can pick it up and move it, so that's why we call this an outdoor and portable type unit. Before we can install the heater, we must also have a regulator and hose assembly. This is for LPG. You should consult a professional about doing this if you have any doubts whatsoever. If you're not familiar with hooking up gas, this really can be a dangerous situation if not properly installed. We're going to show you here an LPG hookup. I purchased this hose and regulator from the Tractor Supply store. I like the Tractor Supply store because they give you different choices on the length of the hose, this one being 5 feet. You can also buy these at Walmart and places like that. You'll find them in the barbecue grill department. This is the same type of regulator that you would use on your outdoor barbecue grill. The 101 heater is 44,000 BTUs. So you need to get a regulator that is sufficient for that amount. This one being a 75,000 BTU regulator. So it's perfect for a 44,000 BTU water heater like our Model 101. This type of rubber hose, it says right on it, outdoor use only. It has to be certified and approved by the government for gas. And either you're going to buy a complete regulator assembly with a fitting from a farm store for like a barbecue grill, which will work fine on our 101, or you're going to buy a regulator and you're going to go to like a bottle gas company and you're going to tell them that you've got an outdoor gas-fired device and that you need a hose. This one is 5 feet. I paid $15 for this hose and they made it for me. Basically the regulations, as I understand them, and they vary in states due to codes, are that you need this crimped connection, and that is done with a machine. And then this is a nipple fitting that does fit the bottom of our 101, 1/2 inch pipe thread, and then it connects to this spin fitting on here with a nipple connection. And then on the regulator end you have pipe thread going in, and you use sealant tape and pipe dope, and you have to be sure you have a really good seal. And then of course you test everything with soapy water or an electronic gas leak detector. Keep in mind that a regulator is absolutely necessary. You just simply cannot hook the tank to the tankless heater, the LP tank to the tankless heater. The LP tanks need regulators. We hope that when you use our heater, you will properly install it, or have someone install it for you who is a professional and understands not only safety and the regulations, but the code
in your area, in your specific state, township, city, county.
Okay, now we have the heater part. So we have a heater, a brand new one, and the first thing you have is you need to install the batteries. So here's a battery compartment. You turn the lever and the door opens, and marked right in here is a plus and a minus. That would mean that the positive side of the battery, or the nipple side, would be going out on the bottom battery, and you just push it in there. Be sure to use new batteries each time that you fire up a new heater. Okay, so there's a switch that turns the heater off and on, and this is the off position and this is the on position. Okay, I have it hanging on the wall here in our test area. The first thing I'm going to do after I have turned on the gas is I'm going to check for gas leaks at the tank and at the unit. And here we have, this is our test area LP hookup. And we're looking for a gas leak, and the electronic gas leak detector, which is very inexpensive at your home improvement stores, Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot, detects no leaks. Again, I said you can use soapy water. This is dishwashing detergent, and you can spray it on there, and if there is any leaks at all, you will have some bubbles. Bubbles will rise from that area. We have this piece of flexible pipe that's available from our company, and I'm showing here. This is actually the top of the inside of this heater, and this shows it is natural draft. This is where the intake air goes in to cause the exhaust to rise. There's a deflector inside here, and this piece that we sell, this flexible piece, goes onto the top of the heater. And this hose can compress, and it can expand, and it can bend. Be sure you have 1 foot of direct rise before you make any bends if you're trying to evacuate your fumes from your area, remembering that this is not for mounting inside a home or residence where humans or animals live. Okay, to review. We have our heater mounted. We have an incoming water supply, which is the right-hand connection. The center connection is water out, hot water out. This one over here is gas. Please be certain you have the hoses connected to the correct connections. They're clearly marked on the bottom. It's not a good idea to have water running into the gas valve. We have the switch turned on. It's right here. We have batteries, new batteries, and we should have ignition when we turn on water. There we go. She's running. When you first fire one of these up, it takes a few moments for the gas to get into the unit and to be dispersed through the gas jets, so it may not initially fire up. Just wait a little bit. If it doesn't fire up the first try, you can turn the water off and turn it back on again, and it'll go. So we have 3 dials. Basically, on this unit, you have a triple burner on the gas, which it's like a barbecue grill. You have a summer, spring, autumn, and winter setting. Summer is when you have a warm water supply going in, so it doesn't have to raise the temperature very much, or you don't want to raise the water temperature very much. The winter setting is when all 3 burners are running together. Flame. This is regulating the gas valve. You can turn it to max, and that makes the flame the biggest. Water temperature. When you have this on max and you have it on winter, all 3 burners going, that's your highest temperature. If you want even higher water temperature, then you must restrict the flow, slow the water down. So that's what this one does, is when you go high temperature, that slows down the water flow. When you've finished using your heater and you've turned off your water and you're done for the day and you're not going to return to the heater in the near future, be sure to turn it off and to turn off the gas valve on your LP tank or the gas valve on your natural gas supply. It's that simple. If stored for a long period of time, you should drain it and you should remove the batteries. If you have a problem with it not igniting after it's already been operating in the past, no problem. Typically, there are only two reasons. One would be that the batteries are low or that the switch is not turned on, you don't have your electrical power. The other being that you have a low gas supply, especially on LPG. An LPG tank, you can think that you actually have gas, but you don't have enough in the tank to supply the necessary gas for the heater to run. So check your gas supply, check your batteries, and check that your switch is turned on. There really is no big mystery about a device like this. They've been around a long time in this design configuration. You have the three control knobs, and this one controls the flame, the gas flow to the burner. As I explained previously, this is the one that controls the three burners, and this is controlling the water flow. The biggest problem most water heater manufacturers have is sediment and deposits on the interior of their heaters. This is the same with tank heaters. They get a large load of sediment and iron in the bottom and they become less efficient. The problem with tankless heaters in general is that they have no capacity to hold that sediment. There's no tank. You must filter the water going into the heater or use a softener. Since this is an outdoor model for camping or a cabin, we recommend that you use one of these inline filters. This is for an RV. Most of these heaters, this model 101, are connected with a garden hose. That's the typical way that they're hooked up. As we show in our other video where I have it connected on a rolling dolly cart that makes it completely portable. So I purchased this at Menards, and you can buy these at Lowe's and Home Depot and many large hardware store chains. It is a filter for filtering the incoming water supply of your motorhome. This unit is not something you can clean. It has a 2,000 gallon average life expectancy. With clean water, it'll last a lot longer than that. But it's a carbon filter. It does a really good job. The direction of flow is clearly marked, so the water would go in here and come out here. Comes with this extra piece of hose. Then you have nice clean water going in your tankless water heater, and it won't fill up with debris and sediment, especially if you're capturing water from a stream or campground water. You know, it's just a well. Who knows what's in there? That small screen that's inside the opening of the water inlet on your heater is not a filter. It's to protect the heater from debris. And when that becomes clogged, which it doesn't take very long when you have a not very clean water supply, then the heater begins to malfunction, or the water slows down substantially as that screen becomes blocked. And believe me, we've seen everything when it comes to obstructed heaters. Alternatively, you can use a filter like this. These are large for this 101, but we have these, and you can buy these anywhere at home improvement hardware stores. It has a replaceable standardized cartridge that you can buy anywhere that these are sold. Clearly marked the direction of flow, water in, water out. Has a wrench comes with it that loosens this, and when you take off this, the canister is inside. And the nice thing about these is that that's it. These cost a couple of bucks. The nice thing about these is you can look inside the Lexan and see when your filter is dirty and needs to be changed. I'm Jim from EZTANKLESS. We make tankless water heaters easy. Thank you.